Hi, this is Shamil with Search for Common Ground. This latest news of the ceasefire and the exchange of hostages and prisoners between Israel and Hamas. For the supporters and followers of our organization, we encourage people to consider taking any number of steps. At the very least, refrain from sharing content online, social media posts, etc., that diminish or ignore or belittle the trauma either of Israelis or Palestinians or the people who support one or both of them. The world is full of so much diminishment and cruelty right now. At the end of the day, the peoples on the ground of this region are never going to reconcile if their trauma and pain is simply ignored or belittled or brushed aside. If you can take a step beyond that and support Palestinians and Israelis to grieve, to mourn, to recover, to begin that process and advance that process within each of their own societies, please do. And beyond that, if you can support any and every effort, joint Israeli and Palestinian effort, or at least coordinated effort to rebuild, to begin the process of trust building. Our team on the ground is working very hard to support both Palestinians and Israelis who are trying to do the hard work and the courageous work within each of their own communities to recover, to process the trauma, and to lay the groundwork for an eventual real political process, as well as wherever possible to support intercommunal efforts. Working hard to get on the ground in Gaza right now to support that terribly traumatized population. And so any support that you can provide to those efforts or the efforts of other organizations that are doing this. The easiest thing in this conflict is simply to despair or to sit back with a wait and see attitude, because there are a million and one things that could trigger a resumption of mass violence. And so it's always safer, less risky to simply have no hope and to watch things from the sidelines. We encourage you not to do that. Again, if you can, support those who are trying to make a difference either within their own communities or between Israeli and Palestinian communities. Encourage your government leaders to not only maintain, but possibly increase the amount of engagement and, frankly, positive pressure on all parties to translate the cessation of violence into a permanent end of violence and the beginning of a legitimate political process. Please do. Perhaps with a lot of support and courage, this can be the first step in ensuring that this latest violence was the last, not just the latest war in this decades-long conflict. So thank you for your support and attention, and may this be the start of a new beginning.